Welcome back, everybody. It's another Tuesday Museday. Today's theme is new sounds, groovy sounds, different sounds. Are you guys digging the bass ukulele? I just discovered that earlier when I was setting up today, and I thought, I'll try that. Hold on. Let's just bring it down for a minute. All right, let's say hello. I know Bill was here nice and early. Urban Dervish is in the UK. Hopefully you're still there. I don't know. Charlie's here. Welcome. Roseanne is here. As always, thank you, Roseanne, for showing up and keeping the conversation going. All right. And Sue is here. Hey, Sue. And Tom Fox with the super chat donation. Thank you, Tom. Always appreciated. And nice to see you here. Floyd Kerslake, is that right? Hello. And Calvin is here. Keep them inspired and guessing. That's good. I like that. I'm going to steal that if you don't mind. Luis is here. Hello. And Sienna, hi. And who else? Anyone? Cornelius. All right. Hello, y'all. Hi, y'all. Welcome. Great to see you guys here. Yeah, I've got something new today, in case you haven't noticed. It's fun, and I'll tell you about it in a minute. But first, let's get back to a little grooving. With a little. my God. Sorry. That was the weirdest ending ever. But it made me laugh, and so maybe it made you laugh too. I was trying to think about how am I going to end this, and I don't know. I'm cracking myself up today. Hey, you guys. Today is an auspicious day. It's not all fun and games. It's not all laughter, but sometimes you just have to laugh at the situation. I was in a grumpy mood earlier. I was working on my car. Some of you know I'm doing a Corvette restoration, 1971 Vet, and I was really getting frustrated with parts I had ordered and they weren't fitting and blah, blah, blah. Poor me. I was grumpy. And then I just collected myself, got cleaned up, came in my studio, and I started getting ready for the show, you know, a couple hours ago. And I cooled down and it chilled out, mostly because of my AC over here. But also because when I can go to music and, you know, unlike like building something that you're not that familiar with or trying to restore something, music has, for me, it has a predictability and it's fun and it's creative. And so I got in my little laboratory here and I just feel so much better. It was like, even though sometimes in music it's not predictable, but it's all fixable. You know what I'm saying? And it's all good. So I'm in a better mood now is my point. All right. So I walk my talk, and I thought that getting in here and playing a bit, you know, kind of just having fun playing music would cheer me up, and it did. And I discovered some new stuff. Yeah, so I want to share a new instrument with you guys too, coming right up. And I was thinking about torturing you guys and putting it in the Guess the Sound, but then I thought that's not fair because you guys have never seen this thing before. It's literally like pretty new. I mean, maybe you've seen it somewhere, but I doubt it because I hadn't seen it. And so this dude, Axel, he contacts me from Switzerland. I believe he's in Switzerland. And he's like, hey, I have this instrument that I've developed, and would you be willing to, you know, kind of show it on your channel? And I'm like, sure, of course, that's what we do here. You know, I'm into that. So he sends it over to me, and you just heard it a little in the mix. It's over here. But it's mixed in with some other stuff. So I'm gonna give you guys a little peek at it. Honestly, I can only show you like in the overhead. It's right here. And can I pop up over here? I can. Hello. But we're not quite here yet. But it's right here. I'll show it to you in a minute if I can get out of the way. I know it's not the lighting is not great. I'm looking for a spotlight I can put on it. I don't have great lighting. It's not really like I'm not really set up to do a demo on this thing, but I'll talk about it and I'll show you in a second. But first, I want to just mention that there's a link in the description. I didn't want to forget that. So I did put a link in the description to this actual product, and you can check it out there. And I love this guy's business name. It's WTF Percussion. I don't know what it stands for, but he sent me some stickers. WTF. Isn't that groovy? I think it's right side up. Maybe it goes this way. No, it could go any direction. No, WTF Percussion. And his name's Axel, and he's a cool guy. So, what's happening with Guess the Sound? I might skip it today, honestly, because I changed my mind about it. I was gonna maybe do this, and then I was maybe gonna do this, but then I already played it, and so it would be too easy. So first of all, I want to just give you. I'm gonna skip Guess the Sound. So let me do that right now. I'm gonna go over. Let's see. I think I need to go to here. No. Here. All right. So tell me first, what is this? What is this, you guys? What is this instrument? And for those of you who can't see what's happening, this is bamboo. It's made of bamboo, which is a critical clue and factor. And yes, Roseanne is correct. It is a heko-heko. And ours are pronounced H's, I mean, in Brazilian Portuguese. So we're gonna, Cornelius is a musical churro. Yeah, except in Brazil it would be a churro. I guess. So yeah, this is a heko-heko. And it's a Brazilian scraper, bamboo, it sounds a lot like the güiro, right? Which I had this one last week. This is a wooden one. This is sort of a classroom güiro, but let's check it out. And this is probably not the most correct implement. I'm gonna get a thinner stick. So this will be, see, I'm using the little tiny stick. So let's go over here. All right, so a güiro, and I'd play it this way. I gotta go back to the front view. I'd play it this way. Right? And basically, what do you do if you're in a rowboat heading for a waterfall? We row. Okay, that was bad. This is a heko-heko, and heko-heko, I mean, it can be played different ways. But real similar sound, right? Okay, so heko-heko and the güiro, but today we're going to focus more on the heko-heko, and now I want to show you this. So, guess what this is called, you guys? Any guesses? Roseanne's like, ouch. Come on. You know you love the dad jokes and the dad puns. So you guys, this is called, and I know it's not a great view, I apologize, but you can see it over here, right? It's basically a metal body here, rectangle, and it's got a couple pickups. So there's wires. There's 2 1/4-inch jacks in the back. I've got a cowbell bolted to it right now, so you can hear the effect. And what this is, so I'm going to tell you what it's called. It's called a heko-electro. Heko-electro, and this is the instrument that Axel sent me, and it's cool. And it's not just he invented it as, I mean, he could tell you about it too. There's a video on his website that's great, and there's some other videos on YouTube of people checking these out. So I'll make one later, but for now, I think what he wanted to do is have a heko-heko sound. And first of all, there's other instruments that have these springs. LP makes one. There's some Brazilian ones. There's Pete Engelhardt has some stuff he calls heko-heko. So it's not just like the bamboo. It's not like the springs are a new thing. But what Axel did here with WTF is he put them on a frame, and then he put piezo electric pickups inside. And so it's amplified. It's not electronic, but it's an amplified spring heko-heko, right? So you can play them, you can scrape them. You can also strike them, which is crazy sound effects, right? Especially if you add a little. All right. Ooh, okay. That's not what I want. All right, so you can hear that we're already able to, of course, run it through effects processors. I just had a little flange on there. I had some gain, reverb. I could try this octave thing, although I don't know if that's going to sound good. Let's see. All right. So you can add effects, obviously, do different things. You can also, because you can attach it to other things, you get the spring reverb, basically. Like if I hit this bell, I'm going to turn down the bell mic. So we're listening more to the Hecko Electro. And you get the reverb. So I can even play the stand. And all of that reverb sound is just the springs reverberating, all right? There's literally a type of reverb called spring reverb. Old amps, spring reverb was probably one of the first kinds of reverb. And it's still valid. It's still kind of a cool sound. And, there's natural reverb, like in a big hall, but then what do you do if you want to have like fake reverb or reverb that is sort of manufactured? You can run it through a spring and the spring vibrates. It gives the illusion of cavernous environment, where you have that reverb after effect, whether it's outside, like in a canyon, or in an urban environment, like in a big tunnel or a stairwell or something. So it's cool, you guys. This is it's very simple. This Hecko Electro, and it's got two plugs. It's stereo. I'm not going to go into all the details, but he does include some foam that you can put in there to kind of deaden it. There's different ways you can configure the springs and things. So that's what I have for you today. That's sort of cool. All right, and see, Cornelius is just as bad as I am. He's like, what about fall reverb? All right, see, I like the way you guys are thinking. All right, let me try to catch up on the conversation because you guys are you guys are having a whole conversation up there, of which I am not really keeping up on. But I like the springy thingy, the thing, or maybe the thingy. All right. And so Lacey says, I have springs like that on my guitar tremolo system. Exactly. So there's all sorts of uses for springs in musical instruments, now. And yeah, it's just a really interesting idea. So I encourage you guys to, like I said, click the link below if after we're done here, and you can go check it out, Hecko Electro. And if you do go if you contact Axel, tell him Kalani sent you. I think he'll appreciate that since he sent this to me to check out. So it's nice to know your efforts are producing results, right? Also, let me just go through the kit today so I don't miss anything, because some of you may not be familiar with some of these instruments. So in addition to the Hecko Electro, I've got a cowbell mounted right here. I've got the shake hat over here. I guess it's easier to see it right here. The shake hat on the hi-hat stand vis-a-vis Ben Elan. We've got congas. We've got bongos, and then a bunch of small percussion. I used the kashishi and a shaker, and then we had the cajon. And then also I had this beat earlier, right, which I believe you guys can hear now. I might edit that to have it not play in the, I don't know, maybe have it not play in the headphones, but I'm gonna see about that later. Yeah, let me turn that off actually. Let me see. All right. So now you guys can't hear my guide track. I usually leave that off, but today I thought it kind of blends with what was happening, so I left it on. All right, so you guys keep oh, we also had ukulele, and we had a couple Native American style flutes, a high D by Wood Sounds, I use this a lot. So we had this last week. And then we have a low D by Mad Max. And I think that is everything. Yeah. And there's some other stuff here. But keep those in mind for the Give Me 5 later. Oh, yeah, I said cowbell. All right. So, you guys, before we move on, I want to take a minute, and maybe I can do this under the music mindfulness heading. And that is that today, and you guys can indulge me for a minute. So if you look right here, right back here behind me, you can see a little picture. And I'm going to show you what that picture is in a second. But that's my mom. And today is, well, would have been her 92nd birthday. And Mom made it to 91. She passed away July 30th last year. And she was just a great mom. And I've been thinking about her all day. And I just wanted to bring her in to the Tuesday Museday. Her name was Betty Ann. And she was amazing. Let me show you a better picture. Look at that. Right on the conga drum. All right. So if you look at this picture right here. That's Betty Ann, and this was a picture taken at my wedding, and she's actually playing an egg shaker. She's holding an egg shaker, and at my wedding, we were, my wife and I, my wife's a saxophone player, and we had a bunch of musicians at the wedding, and we had a big jam thing at the end, like right after the ceremony. We had a jam, we had this medley of songs, and everybody was playing and singing. We put together about 5-6 songs, and I had a bunch of friends playing, and we were all jamming. And this was a moment that kind of captured, her spirit. She didn't usually wear sunglasses. It was it's a little sunny out, so she's wearing sunglasses. But I love this photo, and so I had these made for her ceremony, and I called them Betty fans because we're fans of Betty Ann. And my mom was a hula teacher. She was teaching hula until literally the morning that she passed away. She danced in the morning, and then a couple hours later, she was gone. She checked out, exit, stage left. And so, you can't do much better than that. And even though it was sudden, I had a great talk with her a couple days before, and, it's okay. But she was just one of those moms that always said yes to everything, like whatever I wanted to do, play drums, right? She's like, okay, as long as you take lessons, we'll buy a drum set. That was the deal, right? And I did. And so they got me my first drum set, and I took the lessons, and here we are, 45 years later. She was just a big, cheerleader, very enthusiastic, very curious about life. She was active in politics. She was a television reporter for over 20 years in KTVU, Channel 2, Oakland, and the Bay Area. She was, she was amazing. And she spent the last 10 or 15 years teaching a hula class, hula club, and they are called Hula Mai, and they're still going. They're up in Sonoma. You can go to I think it's hulamai.org, maybe hulamai.com, M-A-I, Hula, M-A-I. And you can see more about her up there and see her dance and stuff. But she's a beautiful hula dancer and just inspirational and loved music and loved dancing. And she played ukulele and sang. And in fact, I've got her ukulele hanging up on the wall over there. So, yeah, I just wanted to say, it's because of her, largely because of Betty Ann, that I'm here. And so, yeah, we're fans of Betty Ann. Incidentally, you guys can go check out some of her information, but I'm just going to drop this little tidbit that she was in The Wizard of Oz as a child munchkin. They needed a few, typical sized kids to fill in the back rows during the shooting of The Wizard of Oz. She was 7 years old. And she was, I believe, the last living munchkin until she passed, I think. Because technically she was a munchkin, even though she was a child at the time. She wasn't a little person. But yeah, so my mom was a munchkin. She had a whole life of going to like Oz festivals and all kinds of stuff about that. She's in a few books about the Wizard of Oz and all that too. So yeah, amazing person. We miss her, but we are more than that. We're just blessed to have known her, and I'm super blessed to have her as a mom. So those of you who have been, with me on the Tuesday Musedays, where I tried to do a Tuesday Museday right after she passed, which was it was up at my stepdad's house, up at their house, and I had internet issues. But anyway, so I thought I'd use today, just take up a little time today to remember her and to give you guys a little information. And hopefully, you guys have somebody in your lives who is inspirational like that, because I think we all need that, especially if we're going to be drummers and play drums and music, because unfortunately, sometimes people trivialize it, or they think it's not a serious thing, or it's for children, it's not a career, it's, blah, 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 blah. But I mean, I make a good living. I've made a good living playing music and doing all kinds of things musical. My wife is a music therapist. I know a lot of professional musicians, of course, who are just working musicians who are not, you're not going to know who they are, really. They're not famous. We all know the famous musicians, that's fine, but there's a lot of people who are just working musicians that are not like superstars, just like there's tons of people who are working lawyers and teachers and plumbers and electricians and, regular working people who are doing work, just working, and you're not going to know who they are. They're not famous. And you can be a musician and have a career, and it's kind of the same, you just keep showing up, and you do your work, and you get good at it, and then people will give you money eventually, hopefully. All right, so I don't know what that has to do with music mindfulness exactly, but I thought I'd just use that spot for that. Now, let's go get ready for Give Me Five, but yeah, I appreciate you guys being here and the kind words. So yeah, if you want, go check out Hulamai. Roseanne put the link, hulamai.org. That's right. They are a nonprofit, and they're still going. It started. Hulamai started at a senior center in Sonoma, and so it's mostly older women, some men, but mostly older ladies, older women. And they volunteer and go out in the community and play at schools and retirement homes and festivals and fairs and in the Sonoma, in front of the city hall in Sonoma in the town square, the plaza. And it's just a really great feeling, great organization. In fact, there's a Betty Ann Bruno Day in Sonoma because of Hulamai, because Hulamai just brought so many good things to the community, that she got the key to the city, and they have a day named after her. So that's what can happen, you guys. If you're just, if you embrace your passion and you inspire people and you do the thing, like you represent, right? And we can all do that to whatever degree we are able. And we don't have to be superstars to have a really fulfilling, wonderful musical life. So I encourage you all to do whatever it is that, inspires you and what brings you joy. Just keep doing it, So maybe that's the music mindfulness message for today, is don't doubt your artful self. Don't doubt it. Just find more ways to express yourself, bring it out. And, don't listen to the naysayers. All right, we're going to turn towards a Gimme Five, and if you guys need any info, I think Roseanne usually puts that up, but basically anybody who's here, you can pick 5 instruments, and I will live loop them together in some way or shape or form, all right? And again, we have flutes, we have drums, we've got the Hecco Electro today, ukulele, cajon, different things. I do have a handpan over here, the D minor handpan, but I would have to reconfigure a little, which I'm willing to do. but I'd have to move some stuff around. It wouldn't be easy, so maybe not pick the handpan, but I do have it. And cowbell. Yes, thank you, Cornelius. Yeah. So I don't know, what do you guys think of the Hecko Electro? I kind of dig it. It's maybe while you guys are thinking, I'll just play it a little bit more, just as a demo by itself. Okay, all right. So that was a little sample. So I flipped the springs over. I guess you could take the springs off too. Like this is one spring. But I'm gonna go full spring mode. And I guess you could have different springs, right? I mean, you can change it around. It's modular. All right, do we have a Gimme 5 yet? Okay, Cornelius, all right. That's been a minute. Bell, bongo, congas, bongos, djembe. All right. And the churro. Which churro? This one? Or the Hecko Electro? Electric churro or regular churro? Pumpkin spice churro or plain churro? It is pumpkin spice season, you guys. Cornelius is, at least for me, when I see it, it's pumpkin. It's a sea pumpkin color, so. And djembe, really? So I have to go get a, all right, hang on. Oy. Now, when you said campana, that's more like a bongo bell. Are you talking about this? Like a giant cowbell? Or the cha-cha? The cha-cha bell is the one I have hooked up here, but campana is the bigger one usually. More cowbell. Yeah, what do you mean yes? I don't know what that. I don't know what you're saying yes to. Oh, both. Oh, both. Wow. All right, more cowbell. All right. No problemo, hermano. Okay, let me see. Let me just look. So the congas and djembe. Okay, hang on. Hang on a second. I'm gonna grab the djembe without ripping the headphones off my head. Okay. Well, you may not see the djembe. It's hard to get in a shot, but... All right, let's see what we can do here. Let's do some damage. Let's do some rhythm damage, you guys. All right, I'm gonna get, let me get another beat going here. I'm just gonna, actually I'm gonna keep the same beat, but I'm gonna bump it up. Let me, hang on. Yeah, gonna bump up the tempo a little bit. Okay. Now, all right, I think that's okay. Let's just go for it, huh? Let's go for it. Hang on a second. I didn't erase the previous loop. Okay. Continuing. Thanks for joining us today, everybody. I appreciate you all. We'll see you next week. Thanks to Cornelius for the suggestions. I hope that was enough cowbell. All right, I'll see you guys later. Join us at patreon.com/Kalani for more cowbell and other things. Thanks to Roseanne for holding the fort down, and everybody for showing up. Tell your friends. Join our Facebook group, World Drum Club. I'll see you guys later.
World Drum Club.